Hey everyone, this is OJ here. Welcome to another webisode of Crypto Corner. Today's topic is privacy coins. What are the top privacy coins? But also let me start with what is a privacy coin for those of you who are new to this and are not yet familiar. When we talk about privacy coins, we mean those projects, those cryptocurrency projects that are actually focusing on improving the anonymity and the privacy of transactions. As many people are starting to use Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, they become aware of the fact that Bitcoin, in fact, and many of the other cryptocurrencies are not anonymous. All of the transactions are being recorded on a public ledger, and everyone can access these transactions. Your personal wallet address may not be revealed to people, but if you compromise your wallet address and people can get hold of your wallet address, they will be able to see all of the transactions going in and out from your wallet address. So this is why some of the cryptocurrency projects are focusing on improving the anonymity. These are the projects that are focusing on that particular issue. It is considered to be Bitcoin's Achilles heel, the fact that it doesn't have full privacy, full anonymity. Some of these coins are improving on the Bitcoin protocol. They are forks of Bitcoin, so they're only adding layers for different means to hide people's addresses. Sometimes they're hiding the recipient's address and the sender's address. Sometimes they would be hiding also the amount or the user's IP address. And when we talk about privacy, many people start speculating that people who are looking for privacy coins are criminals and always trying to do illicit use and stuff like that. It's not really true. Not only our personal transactions should be able to be private to us, but also there is some business practices where it's needed to have secrecy about certain manufacturers or suppliers and other partnerships that need to be kept secret until an official launch or something like that. So there's quite a practical use to having your transactions being private. And this is where privacy coins come handy. These are projects that are designed to solve these issues and grant transaction anonymity in a decentralized and scalable way. So let's have a look at some of those projects, the leading technologies, and see what has been developed so far in this space. And I will try to keep things simplified for you. When we compare the top coins on the market, usually the first one that comes up is Manera. Unlike other projects that started as forks of Bitcoin, Manera is actually private by default. It is having a very different protocol, and it's using something called stealth addresses. With ring transactions, these are the two methods that Manera is using in order to maintain a privacy level. In simple terms, a recipient is able to receive multiple payments through a single address, while at the same time ensuring that there are no links on the blockchain between their address and anybody else's address. This is made possible by stealth addresses, which is basically a random one-time addresses generated automatically, created for each transaction. And this way you can't actually trace the sender's transactions. Also, anonymity is enhanced with the help of ring signatures, confidential transactions, its outputs that are masked so the sender is not able to tell if their coins are the ones that are being moved to the recipient, ultimately providing untraceability. Confidential transactions include a cryptographic proof that the amount of the input amounts is the same as the sum of the output amounts, without revealing the actual numbers. And hence lies the secrecy of the transactions. Moving on to the next most popular choice, which is Zcash. It implements ZeroCash, which is a protocol. It's in fact an improvement on a protocol first called ZeroCoin, and in contrast to Bitcoin, which operates in a transparent manner by broadcasting, verifying payment transactions on a public ledger, with ZeroCash these payment transactions are assembled together and then verified, ultimately providing increased anonymity to the user. Zcash implements that ZeroCash protocol based on ZK snarks. It's a zero-knowledge, succinct, non-interactive argument of knowledge. A zero-knowledge protocol is a way for one party to prove to a different party that a given statement is true without conveying anything other than the statement is indeed true. meaning that you can verify transactions without calculating that they are correct, only by stating that they are correct. However, Zcash only offers a choice of optional privacy, meaning that privacy is not coming by default. According to their blockchain, only about 5% of the coins are held in private Z addresses, meaning that the majority of Zcash transactions are still public and not private at all, possibly on public exchanges and other platforms when people are mostly trading that coin, and therefore these addresses are not being private, they are public and they are also transparent. And also the process of creating a transaction with ZK snarks seems to be slow and costly according to my research. Next on my list is Dash. Formerly known as Darkcoin and Xcoin, it actually started in January 2014. In March 2015, it was rebranded to Dash. Digital Cash is their logo, and since then they have been gaining some traction. Dash offers the same features as Bitcoin because it is a fork of Bitcoin, but it has improved capabilities including instant and private transactions. Instant transactions is one of the main features of Dash. It's called Instant Send, and it's trying to achieve near immediate transactions with the ability to handle large volumes. Private Send is the next big feature of Dash. It's a coin mixing service based on a decentralized coin join implementation. This includes masternodes in place of a single gateway, chaining by mixing with multiple masternodes, restricting the mixing to only accept certain denominations, for instance 0.01 dash, 0.1, 1 dash, 10, or 0.02, 0.2, 2 dash, or 20. Using private send, mixing requires at least 3 different participants, which allows funds to be merged together and create obfuscated transactions. Speaking of masternodes, these are members of the Dash network who are required to have a minimum of 1000 Dash in order to be able to become masternodes, and they also have dedicated IP addresses, and they have to be able to run 24 hours a day their node without more than 1 hour connection loss. Masternodes get paid 45% of the block reward on every block, which is distributed between them, and typically they receive around 2 Dash per week for each masternode. Masternodes are contributing to the network and supporting the network, and on top of that, Dash has decentralized governance by blockchain. It's in effect a DAO, or decentralized autonomous organization, powered by a Sybil-proof decentralized governance and funding system. By default, Dash is not cryptographically private. It delivers anonymity through mixing, utilizing a modified version of CoinJoin, a method initially created to anonymize Bitcoin. My research revealed that the mixing process is liable to take up to several hours, sometimes even days, depending on the amount of rounds that the coins are chosen to mix through. Moving on to PIVX, which is similar to Dash in a way, some may argue even superior. In a way, it's also a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. It launched in early 2016 under the name of Darknet. After a short time, it was rebranded to PIVX, and it is allegedly the first proof-of-stake cryptocurrency with a zero-coin protocol level anonymity, making it truly fungible. The PIVX implementation of the zero-coin protocol converts publicly viewable PIV, personal identity verification, into an anonymous PIV. The main goal of PIVX is also fast speed transactions. It uses SwiftX technology to achieve near instant transaction confirmations in less than a second to overcome double spending challenges. The main difference between PIVX and Dash is that PIVX is 100% proof of stake. This means that PIVX doesn't rely on miners, instead rewarding holders through a proof of stake mechanism. The power is shifted in the hands of the masternodes who verify the transactions instead of the miners. Okay, now swiftly moving into Verge, the coin that polarized public opinion the most. It's a love it or hate it coin. Many people, it's got a lot of devoted community, but it also has some fierce critics. Verge began its life as under the name of Dark Dogecoin, and in 2016 it was rebranded to Verge so that all analogies with Doge have been eliminated since. By default, Verge is not cryptographically private. It's only achieving privacy by the way of using the Tor network and I2P routing to obfuscate traffic and conceal a user's IP address when transacting. There are no cryptographic privacy features with regards to the blockchain, the traceability of transactions and addresses, nor the concealment of the amounts being transacted. All information, including the destination of transactions and the amounts being transacted, are transparent on the blockchain and are easily viewable by an observer. Furthermore, it offers a rich list, which is seen as a breach of any idea of privacy whatsoever. In regards to the protocol of Tor, let's explain a little bit about Tor. It's basically a free software program that you can load onto any computer. It's just like a browser, and it hides your IP address every time you send or request data on the internet. The process is layered with heavy-duty encryption, which means your data is layered with privacy protection, but it is not privacy as in the actual transactions. Verge had some recent issues with a 51% attack on the network. It caused an accidental fork, and it was handled within a couple of days by the team. But it is seen as a weakness, and this is one of the many arguments against Verge. Now let's move on to ZenCash, which is one of the forks of Zcash. There are quite a few of them, indirectly in fact, because it forked from another coin called Zclassic, which was the one that forked from Zcash directly. And it's not only means of transacting, but it can also be used for anonymous publishing. End users can provide private communications on the blockchain, enabling worldwide anonymous publishing. This allows users to safely and anonymously create posts without revealing their identity. This is unique to ZenCash. It's possibly the USP, the most important feature of Zcash. It's also utilizing the zero-knowledge proofs, just like Zcash, so it is not that different in that respect. Now, next on my list, DeepOnion. It's a very new project. It's generating some interest. I see that they have a very devoted community, a lot of fans of DeepOnion. It also uses Tor in order to create untraceable transactions, and it uses a mix of proof of stake and proof of work protocols to achieve shorter confirmation times. It employs the stealth addresses as well to keep transactions private. As mentioned before, stealth addresses allow the sender to use a one-time generated address, randomly generated address for each transaction. Therefore, the recipient and the sender's addresses are never being linked. And this ensures that only the sender and the receiver can consistently know where payments originated and where they were sent. DeepVault is an information storage service that allows users to store data on the blockchain forever. Unlike Bitcoin that has a 1 megabyte size limit, DeepOnion has 1.5 megabyte limit. This, coupled with the addition of the proof of stake mining, means that the average block rate is about 47 seconds. During previous testing phases of the mining, it was found that DeepOnion was clearing about 1,825 blocks for every 24 hours. That is another unique feature of DeepOnion. Now moving on to Komodo. Komodo is the underdog currently in the cryptocurrency world. It's also one of the new coins. Many people are not yet aware of it. Komodo achieves anonymity by implementing the ZK snarks protocol inherited from Zcash as well. This is why it has similar limitations like Zcash in terms of private transactions. Also, Komodo is not only for private transactions because they are much more focused on decentralized exchanges, cross-chain atomic swaps, and more. There are many other privacy-centric coins that I will not really go into. A lot of them are based on the Zcash protocol and created as forks of Zcash, like Zclassic, Zion, Current or Hash. Some are different, like T-Pay, but you know, there's not that much time. I don't really want to do that video too long. This is why I'm not really going to go into details with those. You can do some more research online if you're interested in more privacy coins. The last one I'm going to mention here is Navcoin. It's not a new project, it's been around for a while, and it has also quite a devoted community. It doesn't actually use cryptography to achieve privacy. Instead, they use complicated obfuscation techniques with a sub-blockchain parallel to the main one. And while most other cryptocurrencies implement some form of proof-of-work mining, Navcoin was amongst the first to actually start with proof of stake, which makes it possible to earn 5% interest from staking your Nav. It's another one of those staking coins. In order to do so, however, you will need to operate a staking node on the network. You can do that by just having your computer running as a node, and this is how you can stake your Nav coins. So it is one of the staking coins as well as being one of the privacy coins. So this concludes my report for today. As I said, I tried to keep this short and simple. Hopefully I managed. If you like this video, give me the thumbs up or share it with other people as well. Also make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because soon I will be posting some interviews with key developers from these projects. I will focus on privacy coins for a start, and I will be doing some more interviews as well. So make sure that you hit on that bell button as well so that you can get notified when I'm posting my next video. Thanks for staying until the end, and I'll see you in the next one.